Good day, everyone. I hope you all had a fantastic Friday. My Friday was a great day off of full of relaxing and sleeping in. And then Mafia in the evening. Let's just get right down to it. I didn't do much else today. So we had a Mafia night, and it lasted for a little while. Let's see. I think we got one. I got into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, I believe. Maybe even 6. Let's try to walk through them real quick. The first game was a smaller game. A lot of people there. I am not remembering what role I was. Let's see. I was that person. I think it was Town, and we wound up winning. I don't remember a lot of details from the game, though. No, I was Mafia, that's right. I was Mafia, Jesse was Mafia, and one other person was Mafia. And the very first night, we went after the person who, last week we had a birthday party, was trying to do a night of Mafia as well, and I talked a lot about that. And what happened was, in the third game of Mafia, the birthday boy moderated the first 2, and the third game he wound up playing, but he got taken out by the Mafia in the very first night, which sucked. And so, during the first night of the first game today, he was playing, not moderating, he was playing, and Jesse pointed at him, and me and the other Mafia, both of us were there last week, Jesse wasn't, and we were like, no, we are not doing that to him again, that sucks. He did not get to play on his birthday party, and the rest of us did. He likes moderating, and he did that, but so we were like, nope, not gonna kill him yet. So we made a few other moves. I believe Jesse wound up getting taken out by the Town, but the rest of us pulled it off, and Mafia won. I don't remember many details, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. The next game was a huge game because people started coming in basically during the entirety of the game to where we were full, jam-packed. So we started the next game with about 25 people. Crazy, right? I know. What was I? I am not remembering. But I was killed. I was Town. Just regular Town, that's right. And I was killed by the Mafia in the second night. Woke up, I was dead. Frustration. But enough more people had trickled in to try to start a game outside. So I went outside and started a game. Jesse had just been taken out also. I believe he was Mafia. No, he wasn't. He was innocent as well. He was taken out before I was. I think he was lynched, maybe. So in that second game, I missed out on the goings-on that went on afterwards. Ultimately, I found out that despite the fact that there were some Yakuzas and some people hiding in plain sight, Josh fooling me again, I gotta watch out for that, because he was Mafia. It wound up playing out so that the Town won. I don't know what the details were because, again, I went out to play the next game outside. I went outside, I got a Town, just plain regular Town, like boom, 2 in a row. And so I thought, Jesse was sitting right next to me, he went out as well, and I thought I heard movement during Mafia, and I call him out on it. People weren't paying attention, weren't listening, so Jesse heard what I thought I heard, he gave his defense to me, and then finally everyone was ready to listen to each other, and someone else asked if they'd heard anything, and I just looked at Jesse, and he came forward with the information that I had mentioned, which to me helped exonerate him in my eyes. What wound up happening was someone accused, because I had brought forth some information, I went ahead and seconded, but his defense convinced me that I shouldn't vote for him, and so I didn't. and we didn't get enough votes. He survived. Someone else started coming after me. The reason was because they see me play other games, and that I'm good in Mafia and I'm a threat, so I should just be taken out. And that's a terrible, terrible thing. You don't want to have your reputation precede you, and even if it does, you should go into every Mafia game with a clean slate, because you could be any role at that point. And yeah, you can say, if he's Mafia, he's dangerous, let's just take him out. Or you can say, what is he now? And I was Town. And they did not lynch me. They went after me. I was on trial. The lynch votes happened. I survived. And that night I was killed by Mafia. They should have kept me alive, because I would have been a pretty suspicious person for the people who were going after me. Specifically, one person said they were going to keep going after me. So Mafia's best decision would have been to keep me alive, but they didn't, and they gave me just enough time to go back inside and start a game in there. So I missed the outcome, or the details of the outcome of my third game. Although I found out that Town won, so I went still going undefeated. Mafia win, Town win. I still came back inside. Let's see. We played one game. And what was I? I was Mafia. I was in fact the something. I was the Yakuza. Yeah, that's what it was. I was the Yakuza. And no, I was the Godfather. That's what it was. I don't remember. I was Mafia, though. And we did a pretty good job. Tore it up. Plowed through everyone. No, I'm wrong. I'm completely wrong. I was the cop. In this fourth game of the night, I was a cop. And we tore through the Mafia pretty quickly, pretty easily, pretty efficiently. Things just kept falling into place for us. And so ultimately, the game ended with Mafia being completely eradicated. And I was still standing. No, I wasn't. I actually wasn't still standing. I was taken out the very last night by the Mafia. But it didn't matter, because they didn't have numbers to maintain anything beyond that, so the game was essentially over. And I was the last person to die in the game. But I did a pretty good job of shaping things along the way. I shot someone that wanted to be the wrong person, things like that. But things played out well. I had a new player as a fellow cop, but she picked up the game fairly quickly and was able to use the information that we had effectively. And we won. Town won. Game 5. Bizarro, weird game. So earlier in the day, and actually weeks ago, a role had been suggested to me called the Dirty Cop, that essentially is on his own team. He wakes up with the Mafia and with the cops. His objective is to fool both sides into thinking that he's legit. And at the same time, whittling down both sides to ultimately get down to 3 people left. A Mafia, a Town person of any role, and the Dirty Cop. If that happens, the Dirty Cop wins the game. So we start the game, and we have cards, and I was the Yakuza, and I was excited about the play we had, the people we had on our team. I wanted to see how it would play out. We killed someone, and then the other game outside ended, and some people came in, and they're like, wait, we want to play, please let us play, please, please, please. And so we went up starting over, which brought the person the Mafia killed back into the game. The other person who died went ahead and left, because he said he was tired. He should have started the game with us, but he did. Alas, And so we got two people to come in and play. We redealt the cards. I didn't get Yakuza this time. I got the Framer. Still Mafia. Different team mostly. Some of the same people didn't change really. So it was interesting that it played out the way it did. Because first night I am killed. First night Batman strikes and kills me on the first night. It's like, what? Night 2, Batman strikes and kills another Mafia. What? Night 3, Batman strikes and kills another Mafia. Mafia figure out who Batman is and kill him. Batman's out of the game. One wild card taken care of. I'm, however, not playing. I come to the realization that one of our Mafia players, since I'm dead and awake the whole time and seeing what's going on, is waking up with the cops as well. That only mean one thing. He's a dirty cop. This game is going to be interesting. So, suddenly, I'm just like, I don't care if Mafia wins. I want to see if he can pull this off. So, I start rooting I'm rooting for him, hoping he can make the right decisions. He's not a strong player most of the time. So, there was no telling how it could have played out. But he did a pretty good job. To be fair, he did a pretty good job. There were a few things, like he claimed he couldn't remember something, and he needed to know this information as a cop. The thing was, as a dirty cop, he's waking up with the cops. He could have been honest and said exactly who they checked every night. And I don't remember who they checked the second and third nights. But he also got the Mafia to go after the one cop that was left, which might make him suspicious to some people, to the other cop, except the other cop is dead, so we can't know that. He also, let's see. At any rate, we kept playing, whittled down, one side. Mafia was down to 3. 4 if you count the person, but we started with 7, so 6 Mafia and the dirty cop that we started with, which was huge based on the numbers. It was a major advantage, even though we were technically the right amount with Mafia. There should have been one less Mafia and still had the more neutral role, but we didn't. And so what started out with Mafia should have had a huge advantage, with the Batman striking and killing 3 Mafia. Boom, 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 right off the bat. It didn't work out for us very well. We ended up giving up a huge advantage that we would have had. Even if we didn't have a majority, we would have had, percentage-wise, the right amount. And I just had to watch and see it all happen. But eventually we came down to a Final 4. Final 5 was Jesse. He was a gunsmith, and he'd just given out his last gun. So he gets taken out. The governor had also just been taken out via the Mafia, even though she was probably going to be a victim of a lynch. Mafia decided to strike and get her for some reason. And so we have a Final 4 now at this point. The Final 4 consists of the last remaining Mafia, who's a godfather, the dirty cop, a nurse, and I guess a regular Mafia was the 4th position. A number of things can happen at this point. In order for the dirty cop to win, he has to get he has to keep the Mafia godfather alive, and somehow get off one of the 2 innocent people out of the game by convincing everyone to vote that person off. If he accomplishes this, he's down to the 1-1-1 requirement and wins the game. The Mafia has to look at this and say, well, the game should be over because there's 4 people left and 2 are Mafia because they think the dirty cop is Mafia. So they have to come to the realization that there actually is a dirty cop in this game, and the only way to win it is to have a chance to win it, is to take out the dirty cop. So, let's see. We have a chance to win. is take out the dirty cop. There's no way the Mafia can win. If the Mafia is taken out by the lynching or whatever, then the dirty cop cannot win the game. But based on technicality and the rules that I think are in place, other people argue the other way with this. I think the game goes for the town. The town can only win if there's only townspeople left. So any non-townspeople should appear. Let's see, any non-townspeople. I just lost my train of thought completely. Guess I'm tired. So yeah, any non-townsperson should continue the game, basically. So if Mafia takes out the dirty cop, the Mafia can win if they can also overcome the odds of 2 townspeople. One of those townspeople is a nurse, makes it even harder. So what ended up happening, if the if everyone goes after and takes out the Mafia, the dirty cop cannot win the game. But if he can manage a tie with dirty cop and 1 townsperson left, that means the townsperson cannot get the majority to eliminate the dirty cop and win the game. So the game ends in a tie with no winner in place. It didn't happen here. So what wound up happening was Mafia and town united together with the realization that the dirty cop needs to kill a townsperson, and they can't win as long as the dirty cop is there. So they realize who the dirty cop is. They kill the dirty cop. And then we have 1 Mafia, 2 townspeople. What's going to happen is you got to go to sleep. We just lynched the cop, so you got to go to sleep. Mafia has a kill, and there's still a nurse in the game. So it all comes down to who does the Mafia kill and who's the nurse save. And fortunately, since I was Mafia, the nurse saved the wrong person. The Mafia's kill was, in fact, allowed to happen. There was no nurse saving successfully. And so Mafia comes out on top with that last Mafia standing, pulling it out in the end and maintaining my undefeated streak. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to end the vlog here, though. I'm going to go to Disney in the morning, so there's that. See you guys later. Bye.